let's start the show. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. Welcome to the Big Leg Podcast. I'm your host, of course, Blue Ranger Peter, and no, Joe is not joining me. For those who watch the Twitch streams, I usually have Joe say, "Hey, Peter," but there you go. We got that instead. Instead, I am joined by my favorite. Well, I guess he's my favorite guest for now and for always. He let me borrow his studio. I said this last episode, but yeah. So everyone give a big round of applause to Joe Rogan over here. Or Ro Jogan, we try to call him. We're just gonna call him Joe Rogan. I mean, his real name's Ro Jogan, but we're just gonna call him Joe Rogan. I was supposed to have more sound effects, but no new sound effects. So your boy had it's tight on time. So, anyways, you doing good? You doing good, Joe?
Bruh.
Okay, he's doing good. I know he's fantastic. Also, I just realized I'm wearing headphones that aren't on. I was like, why didn't I just hear that bruh right now? Anyways, yes, welcome to the podcast, everybody. So if you know Blue Ranger Peter, you know, it's your boy, it's me. And for those who don't know, first tuning in, this is a podcast for people who like to laugh, explore new things, and to grow personally. Grow in the sense of learning and all that stuff, so welcome. And let's just start a podcast. So let's catch up on a little bit on this chat here. I turned 16 today. Soon there will be one less pedestrian on the road. Oh, I don't know what that means. What do you mean one less pedestrian on the road? Like walking around? So you mean you're going to drive? That's kind of cool. Nice, good for you. And we got D1222 in the chat also, and we got plenty of people. But anyways, for all our audio listeners who can't see the chat, this is not what you're here for. You're here because you're queer. No, you're here because you want to hear about how I've done things, and Joe definitely wants to hear these things too, like he's puckered up. You could tell he's got his big old lips and everything. Yeah, I gotta describe to the audio listeners which face of Joe I'm showing on screen. If you're only listening to the audio part of this, you're missing out. Anyways, let's get right into the show. So before, as I say that, I don't even I'm about to delay it. Okay, so anyways. So I like to start the stream by thanking anyone new here and on the Twitch streams or this Discord or new one. Surprisingly, we haven't gotten anyone new. No Twitch subscribers, no new subs this week. But we did get 4 new subscribers, so that was nice on YouTube. I don't know their names because YouTube's annoying and it won't show me people's names randomly. It's really random when YouTube will actually tell me who subscribed. So, anyways, and no new patrons or anything like that. But we got the OGs here. That's what matters here, okay, people? And so, but what's been going on this week? Your boy's been making people laugh on Valorant. We missed Monday due to circumstances in my life, but nothing crazy. But we did stream Tuesday and Wednesday, and in those 2 streams, we went up to 650 laughs. Last week, we got 633. Now we got 650. That's a plus 17 to your crit roll there, sir. Thank you. Give me back that 10, 20-sided die. Thank you. Okay. Anyways, Joe, do you play Dungeons and Dragons? No, I don't think Joe knows what Dungeons and Dragons are. He's giving me those eyes. I don't think or those eyebrows, I should say. Anyways, so that's going on. And later today, as I've started since last week, we are doing the double feature stream, of course, after this one. So after the stream, stick around. We got a whole another hour of me playing guitar and singing. If you're into that and want to hear me play and perform for y'all, and I'll even probably take some requests around the end. We'll see about that. And for our set list today, I'll be performing songs such as Sun and Moon by Above and Beyond, Disillusion by Perfect Circle. More popular bands, I guess, Green Day. I'm playing Amy by Green Day, Within by Daft Punk, After Dark by Mr. Kitty. Everyone knows that song if you don't know the name of it. As the hours pass, I will let you, that type of thing. Okay, so let's see. Let's go from that to this. And I'm going to check chat one more time, just so you guys know in chat. I don't check it often for this podcast, for the audio listeners, so else it's going to be really annoying, and they'll be very confused. But anyways, can I play a viewer game tomorrow if you stream tomorrow? I'm not streaming tomorrow. I do not stream Fridays, only Mondays to Thursdays, my friend. But, funny you should say that, I'm bringing back the Jackbox streams. Also, welcome to Stream Cosmic. I'm bringing back the Jackbox streams. For anyone who's new here, who found my channel this year, get ready, because the year before and the year before that, I used to do Jackbox streams almost every week, and I'm going to bring them back. I'm probably going to bring them back Wednesdays, because I don't really have time on the weekends to stream a lot, and it sucks that way. But, yeah, so Wednesdays, it's going to be a thing, okay? So, Joe, you think you're going to show up? Okay, I'm going to stop asking for your opinion, Joe, because you're not really You're not really all there, are you? Anyways. Oh, we almost forgot to thank Petey and P. Look, you know, we got Petey and P running the chat. Guys, if you make some noise in the chat, Petey and P are modding. They are also checking the chat. It'll actually show up on his little monitor there. So feel free to shoot some emotes, you know, spam the chat if you will. And Petey and P are always watching, okay? So I might not be watching, but Petey and P, they're always watching, okay, guys? So yeah, keep that in mind. So I don't think you can get away scot-free with writing anything you want. Anyways. So let's see here. What am I going to do? Oh yeah, back to me. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna try and bring back the Jackbox streams. I'll give more details on what that's going on with Discord, in the Discord schedule, and all that stuff. And that's all for the Blue Ranger news. Next, let's get on to the laugh segment of the Laugh, Explore, Grow thing we do here. So I didn't have time to actually have the sound effects I wanted, so we're just gonna still use the Vine Boom from last episode. So every time I hit the Vine Boom, we're in a new segment of the show. So here comes the laugh segment, people. Anything that basically made me laugh this week. Yeah, pretty epic. Okay, and so I like to start it off with like 3 jokes. So this first joke goes, what do you call an Asian guy with a video camera? Filming. Yeah, that's some quality gold. Okay, also, what's this next joke? This next joke I got here, actually, hang on. Yeah, the next joke is called the dog bowl. So my wife asked me the other day, hey, have you seen the dog bowl? And I said, no, I didn't know he could bowl. That's a dad joke for you. This next one I'm going to have to actually pull up where I got it from. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I got quite a few of these jokes from Reddit, and a lot of my source material for this show from frickin' Reddit. I hate to say that, because, like, I don't know, ever since, like, Reddit was a thing and I was introduced to it, I was never on Reddit a lot, but lately, as I've gotten older, as I've become, I guess, a boomer, you can say, I've been actually, like, using useful subreddits in it, and so the joke one is one I use in there, and it's quite useful. Actually, Petey's probably, getting that on the screen right now, aren't you, Petey? Oh, wait, Petey, your thing's not going there, bud. Hang on. Oh, Petey's having some technical difficulties. We got to add that properly there, bud. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, look, Petey's got it on the screen. Thanks, Petey. So yeah, can you please go to my saved, if you can? Go to my profile, go to my save. Thank you, Petey. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, so we got a few things saved here. I want to explore and share with you all here some pretty crazy stuff. So what was that joke I was about to find? Sorry, this one I should have had ahead of time, but it's definitely worth for me to just find it really quick. And look, you can see the screen. These are my save things, and that's my profile. I'm on Reddit. Look at that. You can follow me. It'd be completely useless, but you could follow me if you want. But yeah, so in the meantime, let me just take it off of that, and I'm gonna find this joke here. Oh my god, it was a good one too. It's a little bit of a long one, so that's why I'm pulling it up. Where is it? An American, no. Right, well, I'll tell a quick one as we're passing through. As an American, this is another joke. It's sad to see that nothing is made in the USA anymore. I just bought this new TV and it says built-in antenna. I don't even know where antenna is. Yeah, fucking hilarious. All right, so that was your intermission joke there. You guys got an extra one this week. Okay, here's the joke. Here's the joke with a woman. Okay, so this is a good one. A woman was on the way to winning $100,000 on a game show, but her final question was suspended for the next night. Her husband sneaked into the studio and found the question and answer. He raced home and told his wife, "Your question is, what are the 3 main parts of the male anatomy?" And this answer is the head, heart, and penis. Okay? So head, heart, and penis, okay? The woman thinks about this throughout the night, but keeps forgetting the answer. Her husband keeps reminding her, the head, heart, and penis. Come the game show, she has forgotten again. She's already forgotten what he's repeated to her all night. And in the morning, then the presenter asks, finally, for $100,000, what are the 3 main parts of the male anatomy? You have 10 seconds. Go. The girl stammers, the head, good, 8 seconds. The heart, that's right, 5 seconds. Oh, damn, my husband drilled it into me last night, and I had it on the tip of my tongue this morning. That's close enough, you've won $100,000. It's kind of a long one. Hopefully that was hopefully that was a good one for you guys, as it was for me. I thought it was a clever one, so I realized as I was saying that the punchline didn't land as hard as I remember, but, you know, it was, I don't know, that's your joke, you know? I think Joe's liking it. Yeah, Joe likes the joke. Joe likes the joke. He's smiling. Look at him. Oh, man. Okay, so anyways, on to the next segment. Now, your boy is actually pretty scuffed again today. Again, I thought I had more time, but I don't. Your boy doesn't have a lot of time between coming home from work and starting these streams and preparing shit, man. Your boy's got ADHD. You gotta know. It's like another level of hard here. So, honestly, your boy is going to go through his Discord right now. And basically, yeah, so anything that made me laugh this week, or anything you guys just shared in the Discord, I kind of get inspiration a lot from that too. Or anything I found on YouTube, I also put in the Discord. So one thing I found, actually, holy crap. Okay, so this is a little bit of a funny story. There was this video I found on YouTube yesterday. It's called When PewDiePie Got Legit Mad at a Game. And we'll show it on the screen for you guys to actually watch with me for a bit. We'll watch a little bit, probably not the whole thing. But, Petey, can we pull up that video, please? Can we pull up that video, please, Petey? Thank you. Thank you, Petey. Okay. Oh, that's the... Okay, nice. I thought you copied the URL. I copied the wrong one.
Dying is for pussies and dead people.
So just for anyone who's listening audio only, PewDiePie is playing Crash Bandicoot, the first game, but remade, the Insane Trilogy, and he keeps screwing up on this one part in the game, and he's like legitimately getting mad. And so I'm sure everyone knows who PewDiePie is.
And I'm not one of them. All right. What the fuck is that shit?
So
what the fuck is that?
It's this stupid hog right there.
Cancerous piece of shit game. What the fuck? When
He gets
do I
pretty
jump?
upset, so we're going to skip ahead about
Okay.
like a minute into the video.
Sure. Let's all of a sudden throw in an impossible jump in the game. Yeah, that makes sense. That's cool.
The fun just gets when
Let
he keeps
me get
hitting
over
it.
this fucking thing. What is that? I don't get it.
He gets so mad he starts reverting back to his Swedish language. It's
Oh! Yes! Fuck you! It is possible.
Yeah.
It is possible to do the jump.
Yeah, okay, sorry. I actually skipped a good portion of the video,
It was
my
super
bad.
easy. Can you fuck off?
But then he gets stumped by that dude with the shield. And then he gets back to the boar. He gets really pissed. Like, it's actually so fun. Okay, but basically you guys get the gist, sorry. So it's, I'm still trying to feel what's appropriate to show you guys and what's not. And oh, sorry, you guys are actually seeing behind the scenes there with the YouTube. But yeah, so let's see. What was the other video? Another video, okay. This will be interesting for our audio listeners. So this next one is actually going to be... this guy goes to the Cheesecake Factory, right? A common restaurant. And he's got a stupid song to basically explain what he's doing. But basically, I'm going to talk over it. He takes some QR codes. They look like little menus for the restaurant, right? Because ever since COVID, you have to scan QR codes for menus. So he plants his own at the restaurant. And look what the hell. Look what comes up when you play these freaking things. And audio listeners, all you have to do is listen. A little graphic, but it's funny to an extent. So, anyone who's audio listening only, they basically don't send you to a menu, obviously. They send you to, instead, the frickin'... They send you the videos of hippos with diarrhea, okay? Hippos with diarrhea. And Joe loves hippos with diarrhea, so that goes right up his alley. He thought that was hilarious. He told me to share it on the show, so thank you, Joe, for thinking about me and sharing that on the show. Thanks, bud. Okay, so next on the list, anything else in the Discord that made me laugh? Other than that, there's this one post on Reddit where no, I'm not going to share that one. But, yeah, I don't know. And I actually forgot to say this last week, but I started a new channel in the Discord, and it's basically, I called it Your Favorite Quotes, because I was listening to a lot of Oni Plays, and just, like, after, like, a month of listening to it, through two specific moments, I was laughing out loud at these quotes. They're not that funny when you read them now, but, one of the quotes was, "I just want to sit on a fart and couch all day," and I just that caught me off guard when I heard that. And the other one, like, they were trying to make a story, a novel with the AI. There's this website where you can make AI stories and novels and stuff, and so in the story they wrote that that Hitler had a brother named Hatler instead of Hitler, and it was just, I don't know. So it's like, hi, I'm Hitler's brother, Hatler. So that was funny to me. Anyways, let's see. Let's keep going through the Discord. What's going on? Okay, so I think that's pretty much it for that stuff that's made me laugh. Other than this one Norm Macdonald joke, I don't think I can say on this podcast, because Norm Macdonald, this joke actually got cut from his own podcast, but I found it through YouTube Shorts. and it's basically a joke where the whole point is the shock value building up, and the punchline is so mundane, and that's what makes the joke, right? You expect something equally powerful, but it's. So I'm not gonna say anything, but if you were curious about what the joke is, it's in the not safe for work section of my Discord. So not safe for work content, and yeah, it's called Norm Macdonald's welding joke. It's the welding joke, and you can find that easily on YouTube. I will not show it because yeah. Anyways, I already explained. So yeah, I think that's about it. That's about it for the laugh segment. I think we could Vine Boom now into the Explore section. The Explore section. Let's do that. Vine Boom? Yeah, Vine Boom. Okay. Oh, it scared Joe Rogan there. Holy shit, man. Jor Gorgon also. Thank you. Welcome to streams. I've seen. Jor Gogan. That's Gorgon. That's a nice name to give him. Anyways, I don't think he appreciates that. Do you like it? Joe likes it. He's smiling. Okay. Okay, so next. I actually want to bring up... so I am bringing back segments to this show. And there's this one part I call, what's it called? David.
You know the drill. Take out
Oh, wow, this is actually the guy I was trying to find. Oh, that's so funny. I accidentally misclicked and found this guy. So, Petey, can you pull up, this guy named David Rule? So this is a segment of the show I like to call, this segment, it's Creator Spotlight, okay? So we have so many creators on YouTube, Twitch, blah, blah, blah. And so I think every week I'm going to show you guys a YouTuber or Twitch streamer or whatever. Doesn't matter, even Instagram influencer, whether they're like an artist on Instagram, like that type of influencer, I imagine. Anyways, so this week, actually yesterday, I stumbled upon this guy's channel. And his name's David Rule. He's this fresh YouTuber, fresh kid, off the block. He's probably going to be one of those guys that hits 1 million like a year or two from now, honestly. But he's one of these, like, this video came up in my feed, and it's already got 3 million views. This is his latest video, and all the videos before this don't have anywhere near that. He made one other video with, like, traveling tips that was actually really useful. So if you're trying to travel, that's also a good one. But anyways, this guy... Just so you get an idea what this guy is. I'll play this video for a few seconds, but the video is titled, Building My Dream Tiny Home for Under $8,000. Now, I like tiny homes. It's minimalist. I'm into design. I like interior design and, architecture. So it's like, oh, this is right up my alley. My dream tiny home. And so a dream tiny home is like literally what do you need to live as a human being that's enough. And for $8,000, it seems amazing. So let's see, how this guy does it roughly.
You know the drill. Take out a mortgage, buy a nice house in the suburbs, work a desk job for the next 40 years to pay it off, retire, and die. It's the American dream. That's not a dream, that's a nightmare.
But in a world full of white picket fences, there's people who think differently. They're the innovators, the creators, the doers.
Okay,
the people
so
who value
I don't know what impression you got from the guy so far, but basically he's this young kid and blah, blah, blah. Actually, he has another video on his YouTube channel where he explains his life story where he started as a med student and then he almost got locked into becoming a doctor and like going to school for another like 8 or 12 years, how long it ever takes. And he's like, I'm so depressed. And he decided, you know what? I'm not going to do that. And his friend who introduced him to photography has actually gotten him to travel the world and stuff. And this guy basically he just travels the world wherever he wants. And that's why he also has this video on flight deals and how to get cheap flights, because he does it so often, and he goes to random places he's never heard of because some of these flights are so cheap that he ends up making another great video that's actually really useful. But anyways, in this video he actually has no idea what the hell he's doing. He says as he's going in the video that he's done like research on like YouTube, and like he's asked certain people in his life who does like carpeting or construction, and honestly, but like most of his knowledge really did just come from the internet. So you could see this guy's just building his little house. He even said that this little trailer thing he's got, what is it? This thing he's got on the screen. He got this, I think, on Facebook Marketplace or Kijiji or one of those, Craigslist places, and he got it like for pretty cheap. So he, it's pretty rusted up. He fixes it up. That's the base of his house. He basically explains everything he's doing with the house, the framing and blah, blah, blah. And, what I find remarkable about this guy, I thought at first impression from this guy, I thought, okay, this guy's like, one of those people who's trying to get big on YouTube. He's trying to do the whole like storytelling thing that like I forget what he's a big YouTuber right now. He's really good at storytelling. But like, it's a big thing now to just tell like a really good story, do something big like this in life. And the first impression I got from this guy was like, oh, he's one of these, he's copying other people, he's doing this thing, and like, he's gonna be another Joe Schmo. But the more I heard his story in his other video, the more I was like, this kid's all right. It's like. He started out as a nerd, went to med school all his life, was the kid who cared about A+s all his life, and then he did a 180 and is living it, and it's just, he's one of those people that you think, might have it all, but he doesn't. He's just a kid working at life, kind of like the guy in the last episode we shared, who's just trying to do things well, right? He's trying to just piece together what he wants out of life, enjoy it, and live it, right? And so luckily he's already got the smarts down, and now he's starting the physical part and aspect of life as he's going along. So anyways, this video ends up being pretty good. It's all right. And you can tell even in this video, even though it has 3 million views, the concept works. That's why it's got so high. And he does it very well. Let's not discredit this freaking kid. He did a great job with like filming and all the shots and stuff, you know? But basically, like, yeah, no, this kid's fresh out off the, not off the boat. He's not like from Europe. He's not the my cousin Giuseppe. No, he's not that. Sorry about that. But yeah, as you can see, he's only got 50,000 now, but he actually apparently started on Instagram doing photography, and that's where he got really good at it. People noticed him there, and then he started his YouTube channel. So yeah, from Science Nerd to World Traveler is the video I saw, and this video in itself is a little annoying, but if you get past the annoying music and just listen to him, he actually tells his story. And yeah, and his other videos, top tricks for booking cheap flights. I actually would really recommend this video if you're looking for cheap flights in 2022. It's actually extremely useful. So go check out this video if you're interested in that. So yeah, I don't know, David Rule, he's the spotlight of the week, creator corner. He's the creator of the week. So good on you, David Rule. We appreciate you. And if you want to check out his stuff, I posted one of his things in our Discord, the Blue Man group. And if you're not in that, oh, actually, I can't post that, or else is it gonna fuck up everything? I don't know if this button's about to fuck up my stream. Hang on. Okay, it didn't fuck up everything. I was worried that was gonna fuck up everything. So, anyways, if anyone's not in the Discord, there's the link in the chat. Anyways, let's keep it going here. So, other than that, let's keep going down the list. So, in video games, okay. Actually, this is something else. So, I know again, this is a little bit repetitive for anyone who's in my Discord, but anyways, listening and who hasn't been catching up. Did you know buying all the skins in League of Legends only costs $9,600? It only costs $9,600. You know, and I thought it would cost like $15,000, $20,000. So when I hear $9,600, I imagine that like, because I don't know, you gotta think Twitch streamers, XQC, Tyler1, Ludwig, whoever, right? These big streamers, it's like, you know, they're making like millions of dollars or at least hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it's like, what's stopping them from getting every skin in the game? And I don't think anything is. I think most of these guys did spend all the money and get it. But, like, it's way more attainable than I thought to get, like, every skin in the freaking game. Like, Joe, what skin would you go after? Like, do you play League of Legends or no?
Bruh.
Okay, he does. He doesn't. I'm sorry. Yesterday or 2 days ago, or a few days ago, I was re-listening to the last episode's podcast, and the part came up where I made Joe say "bruh," and I was dying freaking laughing at my own fucking Joe on screen saying bruh. I don't know why it's so fucking funny. Oh my god. Holy crap. Anyways, yeah, let's keep it going here. Yeah, so, actually, someone in chat's mentioning Valorant is like 4,000. That's true. That Bright Skies. Well, thank you for mentioning that, because actually that's what I searched up next. In Valorant, freaking, yeah, the cost is exactly, well, some guy on Reddit, a player on Valorant subreddit, counted how much money it would cost to purchase every skin in the game, ignoring bundles and the night market, and the price is eye-watering. And it is a total which would cost you $5,658 to bag every skin in Valorant. So, you know, I do my content on Valorant, making people laugh, so it's a little bit, it's a little relevant to what we're doing here, Paul. So yeah, about $6,000 American for every skin in Valorant, and about $10,000 American for every skin in League of Legends, was actually really attainable. So, like, what I'm saying is, with these stationary as well as money, if I had, let's say, crazy amounts of money, I would definitely toss 10,000 at League of Legends. Actually, no, not every skin. Or maybe I would, just so I won't have to worry about which ones I have and don't have. I don't know. Maybe I'd toss probably half of that, half of what it costs for all of them, just for the ones I want, right? You really just want skins for the characters you actually play, let's be real. And Valorant's done something smart where it's the skin on your gun, so every character, you know, yeah. Anyways. All right, so let's keep it going. Anything crazy left in my Discord? Okay, I didn't post this, but I meant to post a review for a movie I saw yesterday. So there's this film called The Curse, and it just showed up on Prime Video. So, Petey, can you, actually, P, can you, or no, PD and P. Okay, P, can you bring up, what's it called? Yes, new tab. What's it called? The Curse? Is that what it's called? The Cursed, with a D. Can't forget the D, fam. Yeah, so I watched this movie. This is new. Or no, it came out last year. I thought this was new. Well, it showed up finally on Amazon Prime Video, so yeah. So this is a horror movie, and I was actually checking it out. Oh, damn. Let me actually look at these ratings. So Rotten Tomatoes gave it 73, 6.2. Yeah, that's what made me watch it. Anything with at least a 6 on Prime Video means it's going to be a good movie. And I did think this was a good movie, The Cursed. So I'm going to, like, just play the trailer, no audio or anything like that. but just so you guys can get a visual what the movie looks like. Sorry for anyone who doesn't like horror movies. But anyways, yeah. So it's a movie basically about 1800s. This gypsy woman, she makes these silver teeth, and you're like, what's going on here? Gypsy woman and silver teeth, and that's her actually getting buried, and it's really sad. But basically, so bad things happen to these gypsies, and so they curse the land and the people who did bad things to them, and so the curse gets passed on to their kids. And while they're doing this, things are going awry, and the kids are let's say getting a little feral or what have you, and things are going awry. And it reminds me a lot of this video game. I believe it's called The Witch. So Petey, can you bring up The Witch? I think game or The Hunt. It's called. It's this game that I saw on Only Plays. They played a while ago. The Witch Hunt game. I forget what the hell it's called, but it's literally the same. Yes, I think it's called Witch Hunt. It's literally this. I think I have it. This is the game. This is actually it. Okay. Oh, so we got someone in chat who watched the movie. Have you watched? And then, yes, I have watched Witch with the 2 V's. I have seen that one. That one's also really good. I watched that movie when I was alone in my suburb cabin. Worst mistake of your life. Oh no. Wait. You watched? You watched Witch in your own. That's pretty bad. So, anyways, yeah. No, it reminded me a lot of this game called Witch Hunt, which is. It's literally the same thing, except this game like has more monsters and stuff than the movie does. But this game is basically, you're called into a town. They're like, oh, there's an evil witch, and there's also spooky other creatures in the towns. Can you please kill them all? And that's basically what's going on here. And I was watching like Only Plays and them play it, and it was actually like so awesome. It was one of those few games where they kind of toned down the jokes to actually enjoy the game. So that's how good it was. And so there's parts in this game where you literally get a musket. It's 1800s. You're freaking, one shot, one kill, and then you have to reload with a stick and some gunpowder. It's exactly that type of experience. So if you want to play the Cursed, or is it The Cursed? Yeah, The Cursed, the game. Basically, it's Witch Hunt. Go play Witch Hunt. That's basically it, okay? All right, so let's see. So yeah, in this gameplay, it's pretty, it's just a lot of open world, and then out of nowhere, there could be a witch, there could be a werewolf, there could be a freaking tree that comes to life and chases you, and it's got Dark Souls health, man. Dark Souls levels of health, so you gotta take a while to kill things in this freaking game. It's pretty top-notch in that sense. And look, he's finding a bloody cabin. Ain't that cool? Thank you, Petey, for bringing that episode, Joey. What do you think about that game, Joe? Joe's a little scared. Joe's a little scared of that game. It's okay, Joe. It's okay if you're scared, Joe. It's not a big deal. It's just always thinking. Are you scared still, Joe?
Bruh.
Okay, yeah, he's scared. Okay. Maybe I won't add new sound effects and we'll just keep it that way. But yeah, so The Cursed is a good movie, I will say, for the atmosphere. Most people will probably find it meh or okay. I will understand, but if you're someone who likes horror movies and like gets in underneath the skin of horror movie genre, you will appreciate this movie, is what I'm going to tell you. Because it has a good amount of atmosphere. Yeah, the story is a little weak at parts, but it really is. You follow this guy who also comes to their town and tries to solve the problem of this curse, and then he tries to get to the bottom of it and blah blah blah. And it's all a really good adventure, and the effects in it are actually pretty good. So let's see here. Anything else crazy that's been happening this week? Nah, nothing crazy in the music section of my Discord. Favorite lyrics not updated in a while. I haven't had anything in the explore section, but I meant to do this. I meant to add this. The only other thing... Oh, actually, we're short on time. We can't show this. I think that we're going to wrap it up, and that's going to be it for the explore section. Oh, okay, no, I can't skimp over this. This is one last thing I'm going to add to the explore section of this section, or as we do this. So this next thing I want to share with you guys, let's close. Petey, can you close those tabs for me, please? Can you? There's a lot of tabs open there. Can you please close them for me? Thank you, Petey. Okay, so next is this video I found. It's a little old. It's not that old, but it's like a year or two old, I think. But or it came out this year, I think. So this guy, okay. This guy is basically talking about how him at their company, or maybe it's not him, but these guys at this company built a game. It says it all in the title. The game prototype that had to be banned by its own studio. So I was like, okay, what the hell? What kind of game? How is a game going to be so hard, right? And so he starts explaining the game, right? And as you can see, I'm going to try to get a shot of the game on screen where it's just very simple. Let's see here. No, we're not. Someone in chat said explore each other's bodies. No, do that on your free time, not now. So basically, how this game works is I got on screen is that everybody is a tank, okay? And your tank is represented by a little square, and it gets put on this grid. You can put your tank wherever at the start of the game, blah, blah, blah. The catch of the game is that you have 3 health, and you get action points. And the more action points you get, the more things you could do. So currently, a tank can only shoot around themselves. But if you get an action point, you can increase your range. And if you use another action point, you could shoot someone. And that will take away 1 health from someone. Now, the twist to the game is why it becomes so intense and why they have to stop using it as a studio is basically because one of the ways you could get points was that I think they were giving them out. He says in the video at some point, but basically it's like they were giving out points at their work. Like that's how you got points. It's like every Friday they distribute a bunch of points. Now something very interesting that happens in this game is that you can also give your points to another player. Now you got to remember there can only be one winner in the game at the end. So what happens is people give points to each other to eliminate other players, create alliances, and then you have to backstab each other to win the game. It got so bad. It got so bad to the point where people, or like even said as an example, there were 2 guys in the office that were basically best friends for like years at the office. After he betrayed him in this game, he took it so personally he never talks to him anymore. It's that serious. Because after this would happen, he even explains that later on in their office that people were watching when others were going to change their things on the board to the point where they were paying people who had a better view of the people. It's this whole thing. Sorry, I'm explaining it terribly, but it's a whole video. You got to check out this video. So the game prototype that had to be banned by its own studio. So when it comes to in the end, as Satan Gaming has put in chat, I see sus. Basically sus. Yes, it's basically Among Us with tanks, but way more intense, way better. And the only way to get these action points is to frickin', once a week at your work. I forgot how they distribute it, but you get it out of real life. So people were talking about it in real life so much and all that stuff. And it was just a big thing that ruined their office. So they had to stop people from playing the frickin' game. It was destroying their office internally. And then he goes on to talk about like this other game he plays online. And actually, Mr. Beast was saying, I think on the podcast, The Yard, Ludwig's podcast, or someone's, I'm pretty sure it was that one I was listening, that basically there are these games now that's pretty close to this. And he showcases this one. He's playing it right now. I forget what this one's called. But yeah, it's basically the same concept with this game, but this one's in space. You can play online. But the game never ends, right? That's the problem with these games, is that it's constantly ongoing and there is no endpoint at the end of like 2 hours or the day. So if you're not thinking about the game, you're probably losing or someone's taking over your territories or that type of thing, right? So, and yeah, Mr. Beast was saying, he's playing like a game like that on his phone, and he's super obsessed with it, where he's literally paying a guy to create strategies for him on the fly. Like, that's how addicted he is to these type of games. So, I imagine, let's keep an eye on these type of games, people. I mean, like, Among Us taught us one thing, but these games with strategy and Among Us, kind of even more sus. Sussy, if you will, okay? Like, what do you think, Joe? You think it's rad, or you think it's, oh, Joe's scary. He doesn't know what to think, man. Joe, do you even know what strategy is?
Bruh.
No, he doesn't know what strategy is. I'm gonna keep making that joke, by the way. It never gets old for me. But yeah, okay. So we're gonna get near the end of the explore section. There's a little extra section I like to do here on the show called People Also Asked. So let's vine boom into that, even though we're already in a section. Let's just vine boom into that. There we go. So this is the next section called People Also Ask, where I go on Google. I ask Google a question, and Petey, can you please pull up Google there, please? Thank you, Petey. So let's go to Google. Yes, I know that the search bar at the top is Google, but we're gonna act like a boomer and choose Google there. No, thank you. Okay, so the Cursed Witch game, Lotto 649. Why not? Okay, so as I'm doing this, what I do is I search a question on Google, and then I check out the 3 other questions people also asked to the question I'm about to search. So as I'm doing this, guys, put in a question you want me to search on Google, and we'll check out 3 related questions to those answers, okay? So in chat, feel free to start typing a question you guys want to see me ask in Google. So let's see. Let's start. Okay. What if all... I'm going to just start off with that phrase. What if all the ice melted? What if the ice melted the earth? What if all bees died? Humans disappeared? Episode... What if all... Oh, that's a show. Cars were electric. Episode's name... I don't like... What if people... No, that's too... Oh, come on. Let's try another one. You think I would find some good stuff? Where do I vote? Where do maggots come from? Where do the Blue Jays play? Downloads go on iPhone. Fruit flies come from... Where do fruit flies come from? Because, like, honestly, if you have fruit in your house, they just kind of show up anywhere all the time. Like, they just show up. Like, it doesn't matter if you have a crack in your house. They're just going to show up. Okay. How do I get fruit flies? Fruit flies often infest homes with ripe, rotting, or decaying fruit and produce. They also enjoy fermented blah, blah, blah. Okay, I know that's what they do, but how do they get in my house? Fruit flies also may breed and develop in drains, garbage disposals, trash cans, and mop buckets. Okay, so why do they come out of nowhere? So we're going to consider this the real question and answer. It can seem as if fruit flies come from out of nowhere to infest a home. This perception is due to the pest's quick breeding, development, and love of human foods. Fruit flies typically lay their eggs directly on rotting fruit and vegetables, or else inside drains that are not kept clean. So, okay, that wasn't even a good enough answer. Where do they come from originally? Fruit flies do not come from fruit itself, obviously. Obviously. If you thought a fruit fly came out of a fruit, you're stupid, you're dumb, and nobody likes you, like Joe over here. You see, Joe? That's going to be you if you think fruit flies come from fruit. Sorry, pal.
Bruh.
Sorry, pal. Sorry, Joe. I had to use you as an example, bro. Sorry, man. You're not that hurt by it, are you? Nah, Joe doesn't mind. He doesn't mind. He's chilling. He's pimp chipping. All right. So gotta check in with Joe every now and then. But okay, so fruit flies do not come from fruits themselves, though they do often appear because of fruit, as Michael F. Potter, an entomologist, university, kind of blah, blah, blah. Infestations can originate from over-ripened fruit. Okay, like, no one's answering the goddamn question. This is the worst question in the world. Oy vey. Okay, do fruit flies come from outside? At least tell me that. The truth is that fruit flies are stealthy little guys that seem to smell from miles away. They don't come in from inside the fruit, but rather come from outside. They just show up. They just hide in, for what I'm getting from this is that they hide in drains, they hide in gross places, and they get smelling miles away and just go bing, they go zoom, and they go right, they go, what's that meme of frickin' Keemstar? God damn it, I can't believe I'm forgetting it. What the hell's that meme? Oh yeah, I'm fast, motherfucker. Is that what he says? I don't even remember, man. Joe, do you remember it? No, it doesn't. You think Joe remembers anything? Please. Okay. Anyways, okay. Okay, so how do you at least get rid of them? Let people also ask, how do you get rid of fruit flies? Throw out too ripe or rotten fruit, no shit. Mix apple cider vinegar with dish soap, that's nice. Try beer or wine, because they'll drown in it. And try a chemical fruit fly spray. I think everyone at home has their own little, like, fruit fly, like, remedy, but yeah, I've heard, like, putting a bit of wine in a cup or some vinegar and poking some holes in the top, and then they climb in and they can't get out because they can't find the tiny holes. That works sometimes, but I feel like fruit flies are getting smarter. I don't know. And let's try to look at one more question we have here. See if anything else is worth it here for us to even, like, check out. Let's see here. Actually, let's make that screen a little smaller. It's a little too big for my liking. What do fruit flies hate? Why do I have fruit flies in my bedroom? Because you stank and you coming in your socks, boy. Okay, sorry, that was too instant of a thought. Can fruit flies lay eggs in humans? Can they? Many of the flies do not lay eggs in humans. Okay, that's good. That's good. I had to know that. How do you get rid of fruit flies? Fruit flies make you sick, turn to maggots, survive in the fridge. Oh yeah, can they survive in the fridge? Probably not, right? Fruit flies have no problems. Oh, they can survive in a fridge. If you store fresh fruit inside your fridge, then there's a big chance for fly invasion. Infestation can appear in other parts of the house, like the bathroom. Oh, okay. So they can survive in the fridge. And also, fun fact, ants, they can survive in microwaves because they're so small. The microwaves literally go over them, and they don't affect the ant or heat them up at all. So if you ever get ants in your microwave, you can't kill them with the microwave. They're too small. Because I saw this guy on YouTube. He showed it. Some science guy. I think his name's Science Lab, literally. And they also, like, did the example of, like, putting a grain of rice. And so they put a grain of rice in the microwave, and the same thing happened. It did not affect the rice. It didn't heat up or anything. So anything too small won't affect itself in the microwave. Fun fact for you. And I see no one's asking any questions in chat for me to search in Google, so we'll just call it there. No one's that curious. They just want to be fed information. I see how you people are. Anyways, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going, people. What's next on the list? So that's about it. Other than that, I think the last thing I forgot, actually last week, I'll just say, is that in my Discord, I have a section called, what is it called now? In case I change the name. Peter's Feeding Pen, okay? I have a section in my Discord where people feed me bread. You know, they put a bread emoji, and I give them back the plate, and I say thank you. All emoji-based, no words, okay? And then sometimes if people give me the right foods, other specific foods, I'll regurgitate the food and puke it up and make it into blue bread. And what you can do with blue bread, I'll leave it to you. It's a secret. It's all a mystery what happens in this section. But I have not been fed bread in my own Discord since... How fucking long? How long has it been? Since frickin' February, March, April. I have not been fed since April, you savages. You savages. Anyways, no bread for Peter. It's a sad day, you know. Joe, what would you do if you didn't have bread in your workouts? You know, like would you? Oh, Joe can't even imagine that kind of life. Holy crap. Okay, fine, Joe. All right. Oh man, okay. I was gonna do the bra noise, but it's too late now. All right, so that's it for the explore section. Let's move on to the self-development section called Grow, where we try to grow as people. Nice little vine boom for you there in that section. There we go. So in this section, we like to talk about things, you know, that I've learned or you know, also in my Discord or other places I've found, you know, anything I've learned this week or anything that can help each other and stuff. And we also got another section near the end of it. It's called Real People, Real Problems, where we go on Reddit or 4chan, the advice sections of those sites, and find a problem, talk about it, see what people say about it, and try and solve it. So before we get into that section, I just mentioned, let's talk about anything I learned today. In the Grow. Now let me double check my Discord. I don't think there's anything that really progressed in there, or I'm probably wrong. Actually, there was actually one big little thing I found. So I was listening to podcasts as I do, and I listened to this one podcast called The Art of Manliness Podcast. So actually, Petey, can we get that showing on the screen there, Petey? Hang on. Can you put that in the? I know the link is only for the Discord, but can you actually put that up on the screen there? I guess we'll get a Spotify link, but we're gonna get that on the screen. So thank you. Oh no, you had it right, Petey. You had it right. Okay. So yeah, so on the screen it's got routines are overrated, and so the Art of Manliness podcast. If you haven't heard about it, it's a podcast where this guy basically he interviews lots of people who've written books, and basically what is your book about, and you know what is this interesting thing you're talking about. Holy fuck, my screen just like turned black. Well, that was scary. Anyways. So anyways, he talks to people who write books about the things they wrote the books about. In this episode, talks to a girl about freaking, what is it? So you struggle with being productive. So you decide you need to establish a routine for yourself. You get a real gung-ho about this routine. This is going to be the thing that changes everything in your life. But then you fail to stick to it. So you flagellate yourself for that failure and decide I'm not going to read this whole thing. What you need is a different routine. Bottom line, and I just want to go and find the girl, Madeline? I don't know. He says it in the podcast episode, but Madeline, I guess is her name. I don't see her full name anywhere. But basically, talks to this girl about how she did a lot of research about how, you know, I think we've all been there at some point where we just want to better ourselves, right? We're getting older. We're getting in our late teens, getting our mid-20s or whatever. And we need to learn how to be adults. And no one teaches you how to be an adult in this freaking day and age. Most people, at least. I don't know about you guys. But anyways. Bottom line is that you start looking at YouTube. You start looking at things like, you know, self-development and, you know, freaking self-help books and crap like that. And you find, you know, some YouTubers are good. They're good-hearted, but sometimes they get lost in their own brainwashing of, like, they get too caught up in the self-help. I know I did at some point, but who knows? I might still be in it. But this girl turns everything you hear on its head through what she's researched from professionals who seem to have it all and seem to have routines, but she found... So she actually talked to a bunch of professionals who do great work, right? From like design to, you know, YouTube to, you know, artists who paint and stuff like that, like a lot of different fields, okay? And she goes to all of them, asks for interviews for her book about how, you know, what is your routine? How do you prepare for work? How do you have a balanced life, basically, trying to do all the things you're trying to do in life? And what she found is that 99% of the time, she would ask them for an interview, they would always write back at least saying, you know, I don't actually have a routine, so I don't know what we're going to talk about in this interview you want. So, but then she did the interviews anyway for the book and actually got a lot of good substance. But basically that was the point, though, is that all these creatives and all these successful people didn't have routines. And one of the fun pieces of information and advice she gave about this is that because, you know, we think of time in such a linear thing, right? You think, okay, I got to do something at 8 o'clock and I got to wash the dishes at 8 o'clock. I got to walk the dog at 9 and blah, blah, blah. And I got to go for a morning run at 6 a.m. And so the problem is, though, is that if you miss, like, let's say you do your 6 a.m. run. Let's say you're trying to do that, right? You do day 1, you did it. All right, it's tiring, but you're glad you did it. Day 2, you do it again. Tiring, but you're glad you did it. Day 3, it happens to be the night before you went out partying and you still limited yourself. You drink too much. You didn't stay up too late, but it made a toll on you. Next morning at 6 a.m. and you just don't go for that 6 a.m. run. And then you start thinking, and then you do whatever else at 8. Maybe you go to work, right? And you're like, oh, frick, man. Like, I didn't do that thing. everything's falling apart. It's not a perfect day anymore. And it's like, I guess I have an excuse now to not do the rest of my routine today, right? Not do the rest of my best self, quote unquote, right? I fall into that trap, and I think a lot of people can relate to that trap, right? Where you're trying to be your best self, but you fuck up. Let's just be real. Let's be real. I got a favorite curse word. I think it's fuck. Okay, that meme. Anyway, sorry. I had to do that. You don't think I'm cringe, do you, Joe? Do you?
Bruh.
Yeah, he thinks I'm cringe. Okay, never mind. But yeah, no. So she makes the point that we get so caught up on like making a good routine that it falls apart in one piece on one day. We beat ourselves up, and it's this internal freaking horrible self-talk, right? And so another tidbit of information she gives about this is that like you should look at routines as kind of a guideline, because or else if your routines were perfect and you did everything perfect, sure, maybe you'd be efficient, maybe you would be amazing and all that stuff, but life would be fucking boring, man. You would be literally that meme of a boomer literally in the office, like he's standing still, right? But behind him the background changes. He's in his car, he's in traffic, he's at the office, he's at home, baby crying, he's sleeping, he wakes up, and same thing keeps repeating, right? That would basically be your life. Sure, you could change it up a little, feel like, oh no, but I'll run my own business, boy. I'll run my own business, and then that won't be my background, but eventually it will. And then the problem with that is that you're filling up all your time with shit, and then you don't have any downtime, because we consider downtime wasted time in our society, and that's horrible, because downtime is when our brains run freely. We're stuck in the state of boredom, and that's really when you have your aha, like, creative moments, when you're just, like, walking around. It's like those shower moments, shower thoughts, right? You could even call it that if you want, but yeah, so it's important, basically, to not really figure out your whole life through a schedule and routine. It's actually counterintuitive, right? You want balance, but not too much balance. You should have moments in your life where it's chaotic, right? You could consider it like a cycle, even, she says in the book, or even in this interview. I'm going to put it on the screen again if you guys are interested this far. Again, it's called Routines Are Overrated. It's one of the latest episodes of the Art of Manliness podcast. And then I'll probably actually get her book on Audible, because I use Audible, so it's a good idea for me. But anyways, yeah, and I didn't even get to the piece of information I was trying to get at this whole point. But the point is that she then talks about how we consider life and time, not life, a linear progression, right? So if you miss that one point in your routine, you're like, oh shit, what's the point? And you give yourself an excuse to sabotage your whole day or the whole week, because then you're just so down about screwing up your routine, right? And I'm literally experiencing this now with mine. I freaking was supposed to be working out a month ago. I did it one time, and then my routine broke, and I felt all shitty, and I literally did use that as an excuse to not keep working out. But also, work, I move around a lot at work, and so some nights I just come home and wake up and not feel like, I feel rusty, I feel achy, right? So I would listen to my body rather than doing a routine. I told myself to do it at a certain time because it sounds right. And I think it's better I rested, because if you don't listen to your body, you're just becoming a robot, and you don't want to be a robot, and then that's when problems arise, right? And so so time is seen linearly in that sense, where I missed it, it's gone. But no, she says to look at time, and she found this from someone else she looks up to, another great person, that time is not linear, but instead splotches, I think is the word she uses in the thing, or splodges, where you don't look at time as like routine, where I'm going to do this at this time, at that day, and blah, blah, blah. No, it's like this even happens to me, where I'll think like, okay, well, I need to edit videos for YouTube, right? So I'm like, okay, I'll schedule time to edit here and then, but my job is a little hectic, so maybe I'll do some at work. So what she means by splotch is that I'll find that when I'm working, right, I'm doing summer work right now, and so it's a little more free with my time. I manage my own time, but I have to get my work done. And so I find that instead of thinking, okay, at 4 o'clock I'll stop working and do some editing on my laptop, instead of thinking that, I'm like, whenever my body feels tired, I'm going to take a break, and then that is a splurge or splotch on my time, on my timeline, on my calendar, of an opportunity to grab, like a puddle of water that just appears in front of you after a rainy day, right? It wasn't there yesterday, but all of a sudden it rained, and now there's a puddle in front of you. Grab it. Take that moment and use it towards something that progresses yourself and towards your goals. That's kind of the whole point of schedules and routines and all that crap in the first place, right? So it's like you're trying to work towards something, essentially, or be your best self. And so to think of time, linearly as a guideline, it's okay if you miss a few things, but you should look at, like, maybe on the weekend, you're like, maybe when I have some free time, I'm going to, like, do this extra side thing on the side for, like, 5 minutes, and you don't schedule it. What you do is you enjoy your weekend, you spend your time with your friends or your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, and then, like, because this is useful to me, because like I don't know whenever I have time on the weekend to do shit. So it's like whenever there's a random hour where everyone's doing their own thing in the house, I'm like, oh, this is that splotch of time, and so that's when I'll take it, right? There's no way I could have foreseen in the future, and I didn't schedule it, but I'm noticing it, and I'm grabbing the opportunity. So that's what this book, or this fine lady, I wish I could find her full name here, but I'm too cracked up to find her full name, but her name seems to be Madeline. If we bring that back up, Madeline, right over here. And yeah, splodge. Here we go, splodge time. That's basically it. And so yeah, and call it a portable routine, more of a guide than anything. So. I hope that was that was a really long rant. So yeah, hopefully guys, you found that useful. And we're actually going to cut further into this podcast than I was hoping for. We're actually going to cut into the guitar time, but you know what? We're going to just extend it. We're going to make this podcast a little longer, and we're going to make the guitar time start a little later. That's all we're going to do. So anyways, let's move on to the last segment of the show, which is real people, real problems. Let's get that Vine boom going. There we go. Nice Vine boom transition. So all of you wake up and understand what's going on. So as an added thing, I would like to add in the chat that if you guys ever want to have your question answered on this stream, feel free to send an email to askbrp@gmail.com. I'm going to put the thing in the chat, askbrp@gmail.com. I was supposed to put that in my Discord a long time ago, but I keep forgetting. So if you want to send an anonymous message, or you know, if you don't want anyone else but me seeing your email, or you could use an anonymous email, send it to me. Send me anything, even fan mail if it's not a question, and we will answer your problem and try and see if we could solve it on the stream and for next week. But if we don't, I usually just have as an extra problem to solve. But we don't have one this week. Let me check my... PD, can we check those emails for me? Can you check those emails? We got nothing in the emails, boys. Nothing crazy. Nothing in the inbox. We have some in the archive. I'm not going to show. I remember people in the past were sending emails, but we can't really show. But I'm just showing the email is real. It's there, and it's waiting. So feel free to send your questions if you want me to answer anything. But yeah, so that's about it. So let's go to... and alas, we return to Reddit. Yeah, so PD, can you bring up Reddit for me one more time? Thank you. Yeah, so there was this one problem I read today, and yeah, the reason why I ask you guys to send in your own problems you want help solved with is that it kind of helps the idea that, like, you know, there's probably people like you in the chat, so your problem being solved is their problem being solved, and you know. It's more that thing of like, if we're the same type of person, like same type of age, like if we're a teenager, there's probably other teenagers in this chat, right? That will benefit from answering your question, or hearing the answer to your question, or at least talking about your problem, right? So in the end, basically with this whole thing is that we're just trying to solve problems, right? We're just trying to solve problems, and it's important to really think about some of these problems. Mental health is a really important thing. And when you're growing up as a teenager, you got to remember, you got to know at least. Until you hit the age, I believe, of 24, your brain is not fully developed, okay? So if you're under the age of 24 and you don't know what life is like or figured out and you feel like everything's your fault, don't worry, pal. Until you're 24, you literally can't think straight. And it really did happen for me when I turned 24. I think women actually mature sooner than that, but in general, it's like the age of 24 is the key time when your brain is fully developed and you could see most of your mental blind spots. And, and what I mean by that is, like, think about kids who are like 8 years old who don't understand the concept of like certain jokes or certain shows and don't get the nuances adults do, right? It's that type of blind spot where you're just too young to literally, physically, mentally understand. It's just impossible for you to understand because of your age. So just so we kind of take the segment as a learning experience, you know. But this one might be a bit of a little bit of an intrigue. Oh, that's not it. That was something else. Let's see. I broke her heart, ran off with another woman. That's a joke. Okay. How to get... Oh, this was actually a good joke. I should have read this joke today, but I'll read that one next week. Golden... Oh, shit. I'm going to have to tell you the one I'm going to say that one next week. I forgot to share that in this. No, not ruined wedding dress. Friendly world advice. Don't poke walking percussions. No. Oh, come on. Where was it? It was somewhere around here. Jesse Lacey. Oh, come on. Where was it? I had it right here, just like not too long ago. Damn, that's a shame. I had it like pretty close here. Oh well, we're just gonna go on the ask section. I ask Reddit or the advice section. I forget where it's called. Actually, wait. If we have the one we did last week, we can have it. We can have advice. How do I deal with my brother wanting? Oh, okay, that is a fucked up one. We're not doing that one today. But I think it was the advice section. So let's go to the advice section of 4chan. Not 4chan, of Reddit, sorry. I'm used to calling it the advice section of 4chan because that's actually a more raw experience, to be honest. Let's see if we can find a problem that I think would be best for all of you in chat. We're all 30 years old with mortgages. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I just know some of you really are teenagers, but late teens or like mid-20s. But if you're 30, you're 30. That's cool too. I'm mid-20s, just so anyone who's aware, who wants to be aware of what age I am. But I do realize how, you know, if I met my younger self, I'd want him to know certain things, you know, like about growing up and the mental blind spots and not worrying so much and blah, 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 and all that crap. My stolen MacBook leads to another person's room. What? Okay. Adopted a stray kitten. A woman is now claiming it was hers. What do I do? Someone help me explain to my brother why he can't use the fridge as air. Okay. Friend says we slept together when I was drunk, but I don't remember at all. Was I taken advantage of? Parents won't let me 16 sleep alone on my roof. Okay. This seems like you don't even have to be like young. You don't even have to be 16 to have this problem. Some parents are like literally helicopter parents. So let's dive into this one. So we'll check it out. We'll see what people answered. Popular answers. We'll talk about what I would answer. Maybe you guys could give us answers in chat, but we'll go from here. If someone in chat wrote, if I met my younger me, I would tell myself to spend more than $700 on eggs. No, you wouldn't. You're crazy. Shut the hell up, Jabbies. Don't do that. You had a time machine. I would go back and tell my younger self to buy stuff on Apex. I had a coffee here this whole time I haven't used. Okay. So let's dive into this question. Can we make it bigger there, Petey? Thank you. Thank you, Petey. Petey, it's like you're reading my mind. It's like I don't even have to tell you how to do things, right? It's crazy. Okay. Let's read this person's problem. I'm 16, and my parents wouldn't let me sleep in my own... let me make it smaller. Petey, make it smaller, actually. Thank you, Petey. Okay. I'm 16, my parents wouldn't let me sleep in my own room. They told me they going to sleep with me until I get a girlfriend. Wait, what? That was way worse than I thought this would be. I thought it was like, oh, they barge in or don't let him lock his door, doesn't have a door. What? I'm 16 and my parents wouldn't let me sleep in my own room. They told me they're going to sleep with me until I get a girlfriend and stuff. There are other stuff they do that pisses me off, like walking me to school even though it's 5 minutes away. Oh my god. Is this a guy or girl? Like what gender is this person? Because that also kind of matters a bit. Like culturally. From a societal and cultural standpoint. What the hell? 5 minutes away and not letting me hang out with friends. Okay, that's wow. Okay, I tried this is sort of gone from 0 to 100 way faster than I thought. I tried to tell them that they should let me sleep alone now because I'm old, too old, and they just say, why do I want to have my own room? They threatened to take my phone away and stuff like that, and they even said they're gonna take this person has really bad English, so I imagine their main language might be a foreign language. I don't know, but their English is really sloppy. Gonna take my PS4 and TV away. Don't worry, pal. You don't even have a PS5. PS4 is old news. Let them take it away. This is fucking garbage. I'm kidding. If I'm going to sleep alone, well, okay, it'll actually make you better if you lose your PS4 and TV. The joke's on them. They can't take away the world like the outside. And we're taking away your window. No, papa. Sorry. And this one time I was alone in the room just watching YouTube when some of them opened the door wide open and told me to sleep. I've had that moment happen when I was younger. That is what's it called? That's a disrespectful experience as a teenager. Let's just be real with that. I was sleepy, so I went and turned the light off, but then they said I have to sleep with it on and told me not to close the door. Sometimes I would sleep in the room by myself and would close the door, but they would come and open it wide open and turn the room light on. Any advice on how I can convince them to give me my privacy? Okay. Before we jump into the most popular answer, let's talk about this. So we got a few things going on here, guys. Okay. So Joe, were you listening to that? Were you listening to that, Joe?
Bruh.
Yeah, he was listening to that. Okay. Yeah, I have to make sure he was listening to that. There's gonna be a lot of bros through this episode. But yeah, anyways, let's bring that back up, Petey. Let's analyze this a little bit. So, holy crap. There is too much. Like, this is Tiger Helicopter Parent. This is a helicopter tiger, okay? It's not even a freaking machine. It's like both at this point. It's the Terminator of parents. Holy crap, man. So this person has a lot of problems. A lot of, like, it makes me wonder, do the parents do this because, like, they don't trust their kid, they're overprotective, and they're worried, like, they can't trust them that they'll make good decisions on their own in their free time, like exploring the internet or something like that, or they need to make sure they're home all the time. Like, there's some weird thing where I'm trying to figure out, like, did this come from something the parents are used to in their culture, or their previous family with their parents, or, like, an opposite reaction to that, or is it, like, more that like it's not something pre-established, something they've learned to think about with their kids. It can't be the kid specifically, you know. This sounds too extreme for this to be anywhere near the caused by actions this kid causes, you know. This is insane. And the fact the kid is typing this out in such a way that's so nonchalant, but understands it probably is a problem, is concerning, right? So, you know what I would say to this kid, I guess, is like, you know, like, I don't know what to say to this kid. It's like I would have to talk to their parents. But then again, now you're in this weird situation where you can't tell a parent how to parent. But I think there's a certain point where it gets a little excessive, right? This kid is not allowed to see friends. It sleeps with the parents sometimes. And turn the lights on. Like, you can't grow. You literally become their dependent child the rest of your life. It's horrible. It's just not right, you know. It screws up the child socially too. I can only imagine what this kid was growing up with before this. There must have been restrictions that, yeah, some of these make sense if you're younger, or like around 8 or 5, right, where like they'll walk you to school and stuff like that. But honestly, there still must have been things even then that they were doing that was excessive, that this kid thought was normal, right? It's just, you know, that's one of the big things when you have a problem like this, is that you live it and you think it's normal until you talk to other people, and other people are like, no, dude, that's not normal. And that's when you start to realize, wait, that's a problem I'm not aware of. So I should be aware of this, that this is a problem. So, yeah. Anyways, let's check out this. Let's see what the top answer was with 265 upvotes. I wish I had advice. From the outside, this sounds creepy as hell, though. I'm sorry. Wow. Even the top helper has no idea how to help this person. The OP goes on to continue and add to the conversation. Yeah, bro, they let me talk. Okay, so I think this is a guy, because they use they say yeah, bro. I don't actually see a lot of girls saying yeah, bro when they type. They let me walk around the street and do stuff, but I hate the fact that they don't give me privacy. One of them got mad because I was calling a friend and told me to hang up. I think they want to keep me being a kid and hate the fact I'm growing up. Okay, so yeah, I think with a problem like this, you just need a lot more context to really solve it. So it's just one of those things. And don't worry, people, I will check chat if anyone is typing anything related to this or anything else. What's the second biggest answer we got here? You should ask them why they are doing that. Yeah, honestly, yeah. Ask them why they're doing that. Tell them that the sleeping alone is an important stage of your growth, and you are ready to do this sooner or later with high probability. You also gotta live alone, so sooner or later they will have to get used to it. So, someone else added, you're supposed to be learning to sleep alone at age 3. Wait, actually? You're supposed to be learning to sleep alone at age 3. I actually didn't know that. I thought like some kids who have like nightmares and stuff like that, they're allowed to like be with their parents for a little longer. Like, Joe, did your parents ever
Bruh.
Okay, I guess not. Joe doesn't want to talk about his parents. Back to the problem at hand. I didn't know that. At 3 years old, you're not supposed to be sleeping with anyone, okay? Like, no parents. Have they always made you sleep with them? I agree you should ask them, depending on what they say and how long this has been going on. Maybe you should take all their answers straight to a counselor or to someone who can help you. This isn't okay for them to treat you like an infant. Yes. So, that's pretty solid. Let's see if we can find another answer here that seems to be something also assistant elder stage. What you're experiencing is terrible parenting, and you may want to get a school counselor involved. Having an outside authority to talk to them may make them realize how ridiculous they are being. This is really terrible behavior on their part. Anything else? Did anyone get like a medal? Anything? What does this guy say? Your parents have no concept of boundaries, privacy, or respect. What is the reason they give you for not letting you sleep alone or have privacy? Nothing ever happened. They've been sleeping in the same room since I was young. So strange. So strange. And because, you know what I realized? Because they don't let him see his friends often, or at all, I don't even know. They probably never had a sleepover, and so therefore never found out he sleeps with his parents. So that's crazy, man. That is crazy. Someone else here gives a last thing I'm going to read here. Your parents are being overly protective. Best course of action is to sit down with them, break down how you truly feel, just let it all come out. Listen to their reasoning, understand their side, come up with a solution that satisfies both parties. However, if your parents have done anything illegal, immoral, unethical, I would suggest you get other services involved. Okay, yeah, I think people, we also got to take a step back and understand, Reddit has I think a lot of people here actually had some good advice, but also remember, Reddit is Reddit. The type of people who hang out on Reddit and giving advice all the time usually seem, like, as I've read most problems on here before, I will agree, a good portion of Reddit, like, who end up being top answers, are pretty sensical and actually get to the answers sometimes I can't figure out, but when they give their answer, I'm like, yes, that actually makes sense to what I was trying to figure out. So, So, you know, I'm just saying, like, there's certain kinds of people on Reddit, but, you know, so far Reddit has had some good answers. But yeah, wow, this poor guy. So yeah, I think the best, like they've been saying, the best course of action would be to talk to the parents. But I imagine it's going to be the type of situation where they're not going to listen, or they're going to keep giving excuses, and it's like, I'm the parent, you're the child, I don't listen to you, that type of attitude, right? So yeah, so this person probably does need to talk to some type of person they can trust outside the family or in the family, right? That they can, like, maybe convince their parents. I don't know, but at some point this kid's gonna get old enough and be able to take on their own life, or some friend's gotta help. Someone's gotta help this person, or they gotta help themselves, because they're gonna end up screwed in life if they keep doing this until like 30, you know? Like, not maybe sleeping with a parent type thing, but like boundaries not being met, that is a no-go. You need to stand up for yourself early on in life. There's a point where we all talk to our parents and tell them boundaries they cannot cross, and that is a really important conversation to have with your parents, okay? And what that means, and what a boundary is that if you, like, you go to your dad or mom and be like, Dad, Mom, I don't like when you do this, I find it disrespectful, and they should, in that moment, understand, like, you know, if they have some, if maybe you're being, okay, so let's not get too deep in this, let's keep it face value. They should hear you out, respect it, talk back and forth, and blah blah blah, and be like, and agree to your boundary for the most part, right? I mean, they should, not most part, indefinitely. If your boundary is reasonable, let's start with that. And if they break the boundary, you commit, and you tell them ahead of time what, if they break the boundary, this is going to be the consequence. Like, if you keep barging into my room at night, I'm literally going to, like, move out, like that type of thing. Now that's a drastic thing, but if it could happen, it probably does happen quite often, where they're like, you know, I'm going to move out, I'm going to freaking live on my own or whatever. I know it's hard this day and age with everything costing so much, but it's one of those things, right? It's just like, you got to respect. If you don't respect boundaries, you don't respect me. That's how it goes, guys. So that's kind of the lesson for today. Boundaries. Let's hope this guy gets the best of help and all that stuff. And, they advance, and they're socially not inept. Like, it doesn't seem to be socially inept, so, they're smart enough to recognize things. But anyways, I think that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. That was today's Grow, Laugh, Explore, Grow. And that's the end of the show, people. So let me catch up on chat before we get off. I said I was going to read the chat. So we got Chappie's36 here typing away throughout that. Armed with the knowledge, I will buy all the collection events. They're scared he's going to be taken they're scared he's going to be taken at night by the creatures of the night. I wish. That would make the most sense. And also they wrote, there's a comment that they left that explains their, like, room setup. And it seems really... Oh, wait, there is? You were reading that? Oh, wow. Okay. I'm surprised you found that. Thank you for... Hang on. We're going back. We're going back into the rabbit hole, people. Wait, they said that? Where? Nothing ever happened. Room setup? Wait. You read a message? Yeah, they both are religious, and I used to enjoy going to church, but after seeing that they both are just forcing me to go start not much care with them, but still don't make sense, blah, 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 'cause friends of church. My own room. Did I pass a thing where they explained the layout? You read that? I should be doing that, except it's a good job. Would lie about how practice tournaments. Okay. What the heck? What was the room layout? I can't find that comment anywhere. Holy cow. You got eagle eyes there. Yeah, I'm not being abused, and they don't hit me at all. They only talk to me when I do is wrong. Yeah, let's go. Oh, okay. It is further down. It was posted an hour ago on the thread. Oh, okay. Oh, further down. I'm already at an hour. It was probably... Okay, so if it's an hour ago, then it's... Let me set it to time then. Let me set it to time. It's not sort by best. Let's sort by time. New. And see what we can get here. I'm going to drink my little coffee as we go down. Weirdest things I've ever read. Oh, OP. Oh, here we go. Wow, I can't believe you read that. Thank you, Chappies. Holy crap, we got some eagle eyes in chat. I appreciate that. We live in a 3-room house. The cold case is open again. We live in a 3-room house. The other room is for my uncle and his girlfriend, and the other one is for when relatives come to visit us. So he sleeps in the room with his parents, and his uncle and his girlfriend are in the room beside them. And then they have an empty room for guests. Okay, very interesting. I asked them to let me sleep in the last thing, and I'll take stuff back to the room and clean it up, but they won't even let me do that. We also have a garage, which is pity, and I asked if I can move my bed in there to sleep there, but they also said no. I'll tell my uncle. He said they needed up for that and talk to my... Oh, they said they were up for that and talk to my mom, but she just tells him I'm not old enough yet. He just shook his head and left. So he has someone else in the house who's actually trying to talk sense to them, and they won't listen. screwed up, man. Screwed up. There's some religious, cultural thing going on here, probably, and they're just being bad parents and don't know what they're doing, and they're just trying to squeeze the soap as the soap is slipping away type situation, that type of... Wow, so thank you for catching that, chappies. That actually was pretty important to read about. So I'm glad we opened that back up. So yeah, anyway, so now that is the end of the podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. We stick around, though. The show's not over. In about 5 minutes, I'm going to be setting up on VR chat. If anyone remembers, I used to do these music shows, these guitar and singing performances on VR chat itself, and perform for live audiences, which I'm going to start doing again today. I didn't do it last week because it was taking too much to set up. But anyways, I'm doing that, so stick around for an extra 5-10 minutes. I'm setting up on VR chat, doing a live show of music and all sorts of things. And I can't wait to perform for you guys. And that's it's going to be a nice little intimate time for all of us. We're going to have songs about, breakups, songs about, getting your hopes up, all sorts of music. Lots of beautiful music, okay, that I will be performing for y'all. And, and I'd like to end today's episode with a quote. And today's quote, I'm going to pull up the one I shared on my Instagram recently. Because on my Instagram, I do the exact same thing. If you guys don't know, on my Instagram, I'm going to actually link it in the chat. I literally do my podcast in Instagram form almost every day on Instagram, where I put 3 things that made me laugh, something to explore, and something to grow from. Every day on my story on Instagram. So go check it out. It's literally this podcast in like bite-sized form every day. So go check it out, guys. And, so if I go to my Instagram and I go to my saved section of my grow stuff, again, this is a little scuffed. As time goes on, these episodes will be a little bit more streamlined and stuff. And if we've got anyone new here, please follow. Lets me know I'm doing a good job and all that good stuff. But anyways, for the grow section of today, to end off the podcast, I'd like everyone to remember to this nice little quote here. There is nothing in nature that blooms all year long. Be patient with yourself. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. So when you're having moments of non-productivity, when you crash, when you fail, it's actually really relevant to our talk today. When you don't get the routine right, when nothing is going well for you, when things aren't happening fast enough, calm down. Reading the quote, there is nothing in nature that blooms all year long. Be patient with yourself, right? Sometimes you need to take a rest in a winter. You need your cycle to happen. Not your period cycle, but I mean, if you have one, good for you, but that's anyway, sorry, I totally ruined that. Anyways, everyone say bye to Joe here. Joe, you want to say anything to the people before you go?
Bruh.
How did I know he was going to say that? Bruh, indeed. Okay, thanks for watching the podcast, everybody. Stay tuned for the music, and see you next Thursday. Cheers.